Good evening, everyone, and welcome tonight to the update, day 8/27, May the 30th, 2024. And I am watching the chat. Hello, Nico from Namibia. We're going to talk about escalation tonight a lot. And I'll tell you what, let me do this because I know everybody is watching. Okay, so I've got a completely new setup. Dunk on you, Big If True News. Thank you, sir. I've got a completely new setup, guys. And like, it's crazy. I know you guys have seen the stuff, and I know we're paying attention right now. Let me see if this will work. Dunk on you. There it is. Beautiful. Big If True News. Look at the new setup there with the lower third. Been working all day with the company. That should take it away. The Buy Me a Coffee layer is not in there yet. Lots of things happening. And I know everybody's talking about this right now. So we will keep our eyes on that. I'll be watching the chat as well. And if you guys see something, please let me know and we'll throw it up there and read through it. So, Roy Collins, I've not seen where Biden will allow strikes into Russia, only that they're still deliberating. Yeah, we do have a little news on that, and we will be talking about it tonight. So, yeah, actually, we've got a couple of sources saying that that is true, but we'll see. Tonight, the patch of the night is a special one. We're going with Kamenets-Podolsky, territorial defense. These guys are fighting like crazy on a certain frontline area that I can't disclose, but doing an amazing, amazing job. These are some of our local boys here, Kamenets-Podolsky, and we are thinking about them tonight. So, guys, here we go. Let's jump into it. Please bear with me because everything in my entire system has changed. Here you can see it. All these buttons here, all brand new. Nothing is in my normal order. All these screens have changed. I don't know where I'm looking for anything. All the guest things are changed, but if you give me a week to get this down where it's all rote memory, guys, slide over network news. We've got some incredible power now that we can deliver when we're trying to share truth with you guys. So just be patient with me, please. Please be patient with me because I like perfection. Now, let's go right to it. Now, I have to hit box source is that and that. Let's go to this. Papa Dutch, I know you're in the chat. Papa Dutch. Papa Dutch. Papa Dutch, look right here. Right here, Papa Dutch. I'm waiting for your email. You have a flag coming. Free. You're so generous on so many platforms. We made that decision last week. Our winner last Friday. Tomorrow will be another free flag giveaway. But Papa Dutch, you have one coming. Go to my website, contact, send me your address so I can get it to you. We're appreciative of you. I hear you. I love it. Don't make me find you, Papa Dutch. I've got the Ukrainian army behind me. We'll find you. So thank you for that. All right, let's do this. Let me get that. Let me get this ready. It's going to be so good, guys. It's going to be so good. Right here. War in Ukraine, escalation, and I'm just trying to keep up with the other stuff as well. We're not going to miss that. Everything I'm going to share with you guys for the next 45 minutes or so is about escalation. Escalation. I personally believe that this war is getting ready to escalate to a new level. I also believe that after the peace summit in mid-June, we will see the war go one of two ways, and I'm really believing it's going to escalate even more. But there's a lot of things happening right now that on both sides, Ukraine and the West, and Russia and its coalition, with the war inside Ukraine, everything is pointing toward escalation. So tonight, that's what we're going to talk about. The first thing is, yesterday, we shared 4 of the 18 nations or 19 nations had actually paid their bill for the Czech initiative for the shell and artillery initiative. That was 24 hours ago. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So today, and I'm going to go cut to a desktop for you guys. Today, 2 more nations paid. And you know what's interesting? We're up to 6 now. It's good. More money coming in for the shells. Germany was a part of that. And Czech Republic paid their bill as well. So now 6. I want to go to, I think I can just do this and that. All right. Here we go. Let's go. Verdict reached. I see you guys in the chat. I know you're watching it live, so counts 1 through 4 guilty. Verdict reached. Okay. You guys, I can't even keep up with you. Let's see here. 26, 25, 24. Okay, guilty on all 34 counts. Trump won't spend a day in jail. Desade, I assume you will be going to, let me see, Desade's in Oklahoma. You'll be going to Brahms tonight and getting an ice cream, a banana split. Dunk on you, yes. I would like to know where you guys are fast. You must be watching it and me at the same time. Nothing there. Okay, all I know is y'all are happy. Party time, Linda. Okay, this is the first time I've ever done. There's Appa Talks, guilty on all 34. Heather, listening to local radio. Okay. Mitch Ashdown, watching Mercado at the same time. Where is he getting it at? Okay, now, y'all have turned me into, oh, well, she's never, oh, now we're on Mercado stream. Trump convicted on AP. Aha, thank you, Andrew. Let's see how fast they get it. And maybe I can go here as well. Watching a bunch of Twitter, guilty, yes. $2 from Appa Talks, thank you for that, my friend. Brian Taylor Cohen, CNE. And AP had it quick. Sky News and BBC. Random user 2000, username 2004. Listen, it's like a party in here. What can we do with a party? How about this? What else can I do? We're all watching this. Yuck. Oh, we got to have that again. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. I'm a Ronald Reaganite. Yes. Professor Gertis and I call each other every night and talk about 1986, 84. Yes. But this is a good day because I'm not a Trumpite. Woo! One more time. One more time. Oh, they're going to be going nuts. Can you imagine the MAGA nuts? Okay, listen. I'm doing the one-legged jig. That was a fast verdict. That's because he's guilty. If Trump goes to jail, I'm donating $500 to Greg in Ukraine. MAGA going mad. Trump guilty.
He is?
He's guilty.
It came down.
All 34 counts.
Who you talking?
Look here. Come on in here.
Okay.
This is my dad, everybody.
Hey. All right.
You got to get the wiggle going. He's a Republican too, but we can't stand Donald Trump.
All right. Did that just come out?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I got to go read. So, all right, you got your audience there?
We're live now.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah,
Okay.
man, we're live right now. We're partying in here.
Hey, I just want y'all to see the best side of the Terry family. All right. Okay.
Come over this way a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, right there.
Look right here.
All right.
There you are.
Okay, good. Oh, okay.
That man's been on a golf course.
Yeah, had fun today, man. Had a good time. All right. All right, well, listen, I've got to get out of here. God bless all the audience. Thank you for what you're doing for the Ukraine. Thank you for what you're doing to help to help this war come to an end, help Ukraine win. God bless you. All right.
And Trump's guilty. All right, we good. Oh, yes. He just got back from golfing, guys. You know what that deserves as well? This. And it deserves this.
Slava Ukraini.
It deserves this. You know how long the jury took? That's what it took. You know what? You know what you're gonna hear from MAGA? Two things: sheer anger, terror. Everybody's a conspiracy against the savior of the world, Donald J. Trump, and a lot of those guys. You're gonna hear this. James Marsh, you're probably correct. He's not going to jail. He's still going to run. Maybe. You're probably correct. May win, may not win. But this was a day for justice. This was not a witch hunt. And I need to get onto Ukraine. This is not a witch hunt. This is, you broke the law and you're not above the law. And that's what is most important. So, guys, we shall see what is going to happen. Whew. Wow. All right, let me get you updated on why this is escalating. If you guys can contain yourself, I've got all the dance out of you. Here we go. I got to switch that source to that. So, why is it going to escalate? Because Donald Trump was just found guilty. That's why it's going to escalate. Additionally, it's going to escalate because now two more nations have joined in on and paying their bill as a part of the Czech initiative. Last night, there was an escalation. There was a significant attack in Ukraine, and at 22:10, drones were flying. On this image here, you can see the drones were launched all from the southern regions, even from the Black Sea, all from the occupied territories on the southern front. They're flying all throughout Ukraine. After that, at 2300, Tupolovs were in the air, and they left Olenyo Air Base at 2:40 a.m. until 2:48 a.m. 8 a.m. for 8 minutes. Missiles were flying through Ukraine, and air defense did a really good job. They took out all the Shaheeds. They took out a majority of the missiles. There were some KH-101s that made it through. The main targets were Starter Konstantinov again, over there in Khmelnytsky region. It's the air base where it is felt the F-16s may be stationed. And the other place, there was significant damage done on infrastructure. A lady was killed, was in, once again, Kharkiv. So we will keep our eyes on that. It's getting pretty much every day, still trying to hit the infrastructure. And as Zhenya was telling you guys last night, that's a serious problem. Now, good news for Ukraine. Here's some good news for Ukraine. They were able to hit not the Kerch Bridge, and I know all the people that start talking about this war that do not know what they're talking about. You know, the first news came out, oh, they blew up the bridge again, all this mess. Okay, they didn't. That was not the target. The target was a ferry ship and a ferry port that carries rail cars from mainland Russia over to Crimea. I'm going to show you this stuff. This is actually a satellite image. It's showing you the ferry circled in red. There is some of the damage. This is at the Kerch port, or the Kerch crossing, the Krim port, and it was hit with ATACMS. That's according to the General Staff of Ukraine. Active supply vessels that transport rail cars across. And of course, they can transport tanks and vehicles, of course, but they're set up to transport rail cars, pass them across, and they are then on mainline Crimea. And the Great Thor air defense system of Russia was unable to stop them. Zhenya's in the chat. Welcome to you, buddy. Everybody's rejoicing. Donald Trump was just guilty. Here's Leathercat, huge supporter. Trump hush money trial verdict, guilty on all 34 counts. Cheryl Waitley, I'm trying to hold you guys together tonight because we've already been. Roy Collins, I love you, buddy. You're spot on. You were spot on. It's ridiculous. So now I'm going to tell you guys the truth about what happened here, show you where it's at, and yeah, I can't even really do the stream. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm shocked. In a very good way. Be honest with yourselves, guys. Not about maybe a few counts of guilty, but all 34? Okay. That's something. It's not about, and I'm going right back to that topic. It's not about the guilt. Everybody's partying. Thank you for that support for Ukraine. Silver Earth, $100 there for Ukraine. Thank you, Silver Earth. And I know we're in celebration. Soul Seeker Sandy Wolf. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Really, a couple of counts. I honestly expected, okay, all truth here. Maybe 4, 5, 6 counts guilty. The rest of them pushed under the rug. But 34 counts, okay, that's legitimate. Especially after the trial was over and they talked about how poor the prosecution's case was and how poor of a job Cohen did. I guess they were wrong. Additionally, okay, you guys got me going on this now because I'm trying to, if I want to talk about America, I'd put the thumbnails on America, but you got me going. It's interesting to me that the defense led by Donald Trump and his attorneys were very pointed to point out that the prosecution never called the key witnesses, such as Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and some others. They never called them. So they were upset that these particular witnesses were not ever called. So I have a question for that great attorney. The last time I checked, defense can call witnesses as well. So you should have called Eric Trump. You should have called Don Jr., and you should have called Donald J. Trump. If everything's okay, just go to the chair. Put your hand on the Bible. Pledge honor to swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, and get up there and tell the truth. No, because then you would be busted for perjury. That is why none of those went into the chair. It's so ignorant. These people can't think beyond, forget tomorrow. They can't think beyond 5 minutes from now. It's just not possible. All right, I'm trying to hold it together. Correct. Susie Q, Buddy Smith, somebody put in there, would not be able to handle the cross-examination. That's correct. That's why they didn't call them. Could you imagine cross-examination with Donald Trump? I don't know what to say. I'm happy. And you guys, listen, I know that we are all from different nations. And a lot of you guys in here in Europe, or you're not from the U.S., but you watch this and you know how important it is. You guys know I'm a conservative. It's what Darren Gertis and I, we're conservatives. But man, on the right stuff, we agree completely. And I'm happy. I'm happy that the justice system will have a victory today. It's good. It's really good. So let's get back to the Kerch now. Let me go here. This is the Kerch. I want to show you some images. This is actually the ferry that was hit. So if you look here, guys, you can see the wooden floor of the ferry. It's a huge ferry, and you can see the rail, the railroad, the tracking there for rail cars. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you something super cool. Gonna show you something. I'm so discombobulated, I can't even keep it together. We're gonna go to this, and I'm gonna show you guys where this ferry was hit, or this port, and the ship. So it's down right there. Now I'm gonna take you in and show you exactly where. So this is like the port where Kerch is. You can see the harbor here. This is not where it was hit. Beach. You come around. This is the Crimean Bridge right here. The big Kerch Bridge everybody talks about. This is their key or main shipping port. This is not the ferry. This is for grain ships, and you see this big ships. You come up. This is not it either. This is another port. You think it's very important? You got to come around right to the point. And here is Port Krim. And this is where the ship was hit, right here. I'm going to show you something really cool as I was preparing today. I think I can stand right there. There you go. I now have you on the port. This is where it was hit. You can see the tall tower in the back, confirms the location from other photos. But here you can see, it's blurry, but you can see the rail cars. 2 sets of rail cars are on that ship. They come right off, and that says Krim. Of course, the Russian flag is flying there. It should be the Ukrainian flag. They roll these rail cars right out onto the tracks and load them. This is what was hit, and it's very important. And if I come back out, let me put her. You can see where they come off the ship here. They come right into the rails. They get on the tracks, and away they go. So that, my friends, is good news. That is what was hit by Ukraine, and it was hit with ATACMS. So very, very, very good news. Let's go now back to this. And now I would, I never want us to forget, and I know right now it's kind of hard to focus because everybody's happy and we're going to make it through. But we can never forget that while we talk about escalation in the war, and that's the title of the program tonight, this guilty verdict in the Trump trial, all 34 counts, you say, well, can that escalate the war? What it can do is escalate the chaos, and it will escalate the chaos. You're going to see sheer rage and anger come out of MAGA now. The blonde-haired, butch-bodied MTG is going to lose her marbles. I've got to stay on task. While all of that's happening, that'll bring more chaos to the United States, which doesn't help Ukraine. More attention comes here. Nations in Europe are doing an amazing job stepping up, sending money, raising their rhetoric, whether it be Macron looking at trainers into Western Ukraine, Estonia and Latvia, Lithuania, talking the same bold talk. Macron suggesting that Ukraine can use weapons to strike missile launchers on Russian sovereign territory. Escalation. It's happening step over step. But while all of this is happening, guys, do not forget that the cost of this is beyond your wildest imaginations. This is the central military cemetery in Kharkiv. And it's called the Alley of Glory. And I'm showing it to you tonight because Kharkiv is key on our minds, of course, and we're paying attention to Kharkiv big time. But this, guys, this is This is reality. Take a peek. I've been right by this. That is just one. And they're everywhere. Every city, every village, every town, every little farming village. There's blue and yellow flags flying, black and red flags flying for the heroes that have given their lives. And all of our rejoicing tonight, and everybody's more than right to have some rejoicing tonight. Justice is being served, I'm telling you. John Hoover, I'm in Kharkiv tonight. Okay, John is a volunteer, and John is serving in Ukraine. I know his base cities, but he's in Kharkiv tonight. This is legit. This is from John Hoover. Greg, I'm in Kharkiv tonight. We just took S-300 strikes. It's non-stop. And if I take that to this, you can see that, let me do this, boom. You can see that Kharkiv is under air alarm right now. Dnipropetrovsk, Kirovograd, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and of course Lugansk, Krim. So, breaking news from one of our viewers who's in Kharkiv right now. S-300s hitting Kharkiv. Yeah, Paul, after that picture, I can hardly breathe. Slava Ukraini. Agreed. I want to do this now. I want to show you guys Irina Tsubuk. I know Zhenya is in here tonight. This was a frontline hero. She lost her life, and we're talking about Kharkiv. This is why I showed the Alley of Heroes there in Kharkiv. She gave her life up for Ukraine. Very decorated medic, frontline, and on the Kharkiv front, she just lost her life. I have a video of her talking just a little while back. Just let's pay tribute tonight and honor Irina Tsubuk.
We were on an extreme mission a few weeks ago, and this was the first time when I felt a bit sorry for dying, because we were hit with mortars at this location where we had served many times, numerous times, and to be exact, about 30 times in a day, and it was truly terrible. I realized that this time we were really close to getting injured or killed.
That was her talking, and now she's given her life. Zhenya's in here telling us that her call sign was Cheka. Call sign Cheka. So we pay tribute tonight. Call sign Cheka. Irina Tsubuk. I can tell you right now, you guys have seen my daughter Annie on the gym working out with me with the push-ups. That right there reminds me of my other daughter, Grace, and Zhenya knows her well. Looks very similar to my other daughter, and it just makes me think. And I hope it makes all of us think tonight what's happening in the world. It's sad. Last night, Zhenya was talking to you guys about the Nestor River. He was showing you where the rivers have dried up in Western Ukraine, and it's very, very important. And for those of you that are here tonight and you were not here last night, I will show you what we're talking about here. Let me bring this in for you. Right here in Ukraine. We all know the Dnipro River, the very famous one here, out to the Black Sea. But the river we're talking about is the Dniester. It's over here. That's where it's at. And, I mean, basically dried up. So, the title of the program tonight, again, Escalation. It's not just militarily. It's just not governmentally with the chaos that will now go on overload in the United States of America. But additionally to that, it is also in relation to right here. You say, well, I can't read that. Well, I'll translate it for you. Russia has caused $70 billion worth of ecological disaster inside Ukraine. Just think about that for a moment. $70 billion of ecological disaster inside Ukraine. It's broken down by region. The most devastated being Donetsk region, 18.6 billion US dollars of destruction ecologically. 12.1 billion in Kharkiv, 6.5 billion in Kherson, 2.49 billion in Mykolaiv. We're talking serious, apocalyptic ecological disaster inside Ukraine. When we are riding, and soon we will be riding again on the front lines, and we go past the fields, and you could be kilometers away from the battle line, the zero line, and they have been systematically shelled every 10, 15 meters. There's a row of shelling, 10, 15 meters, a row of shelling, and it's nothing but a farmer's field. It's ecological disaster. The amount of chemicals and metals that are in that dirt, that golden dirt of Ukraine, it's very sad. Pete on here quite often talking about the Serebryansk forest. I will show you guys now where that's at. Right here. Everything's working good on this. I think we're good. I'm happy so far. Serebryansk forest is right here. This is Chasiv Yar, Slavyansk, Kramatorsk, Konstantinivka. Right here, outside of Kremena, is the Serebryansk forest. Talking about the ecological disaster. This is the Serebryansky forest right now. I encourage you guys tonight to think about a place like you've seen on the movies, or maybe some of you live in places like this, the deep, thick forests of Finland and Scandinavia, the thick, deep forest of the Pacific Northwest of the United States. I'm talking about the very thick, deep, dark forests. They're so thick with trees, large, old growth trees, not new trees, old growth. That's what the Serebryansky forest is. And now it is destroyed, burnt, sheared off, ecological disaster, $70 billion. You say, okay, what does that got to do with escalation? Really? Listen, I don't think the world understands how much food Ukraine supplies to the world with its grain and sunflower oil and seeds, with their rich mineral and mining deposits. Salt, for example. For example, the town of Soledar, Salt City, Soledar. We're talking about disaster that will affect people for years and years and years. It takes time for warehouses to be depleted, and all of a sudden, where's the supply coming from? At the same time, Russia gloats about their increase in exports as they steal them from Ukraine. But this precious land is being destroyed systematically, and it will not be fixed overnight. It will not be fixed in 10 years. This is an escalation, meaning it has to stop. This affects the globe. Keep our eyes on the escalation of, or due to ecological reasons. M1A1 Abrams tank. This is now the #1 target for Russia. M1A1 Abrams. I want you to listen to this guy talking right here. Escalation. Let's do this.
Its armor is currently utterly inadequate. It does not protect the crew. Honestly, this is a drone war now. When a tank goes out, they always try to hit it. It's the primary target on the battlefield. Without protection, the crew survives. What we have is designed more for direct tank battles. Quite often you work as artillery, disassembling buildings or houses. We had a case where a house survived 17 shots. My only question is, why is it taking so long? And why are we losing? You know, we're wasting time, and for us that's fatal.
He goes on to talk, why are we wasting time? Why is it taking so much time for equipment to get to us? Because it's costing us lives. And now we see supply coming. But so many times, you know, we talk about, hey, I mean, remember the fake news, 300 Bradleys going to Ukraine? Of course that was fake, guys. But the Abrams, they're good. And it's good to have them in Ukraine. And they're beneficial. But they're a target. They do not have the proper armor. You know, they do not have the modern armor. And Russia goes after them. You know, many people think that Russia's so weak. They're not. They're not. And as the world escalates and we see it happening, it's going to continue to push Russia to respond. You know, if Podolyak, advisor to President Zelensky, came out today and said, there's only 2 ways this war will end. Why am I on that camera? There's only 2 ways this war will end. I told you it'd be bumpy today. Number 1, complete victory in the war and the complete defeat of the Russian Federation. That's one way. Podolyak. The second way, he says, was through a negotiated peace. It's the only 2 ways it's going to end. Well, there's not going to be a negotiated peace that's acceptable to Ukraine or Russia. So that's not going to happen. So we're in a protracted war. The only way it can go is escalation, because there's nothing to freeze. There's not going to be a frozen front line now. You know, there was a stalled front line for a year, but there's not going to be a frozen front line now. It's not going to happen from both sides. They're being resupplied both sides. And who gets the advantage right now? Russia has some initiative. Can Ukraine catch up? Of course they can, with the supply and standing right. What does it point to? Escalation. And it's not going to change. It's not going to change. So that's the M1 Abrams. This was a graphic that was prepared. Can you give the patch a shout out, please, Haji? Yes, I can give the patch a shout out. I see you there. Right there. Kamenets Podolsky Territorial Defense. A bunch of guys fighting from my neck of the woods there in Ukraine. Very important places and very important jobs. Giving them a shout out tonight. And I love that patch. Right there. So there you have it. So, guys, we've got some news on this. And I know King Dog's been in here rolling with the breaking news. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to make sure by seeing the action versus hearing about the action, okay? Yes, this is what we were looking at. a few days ago. This is written in Ukrainian, but the nations in green, for example, Sweden and Finland, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Poland, Czech Republic, Great Britain, and France, yes, use Western weapons inside Russia. Great. Germany, don't even think about it. Italy, don't even think about it. United States, don't do it, but there are some circumstances where it could possibly happen. So the door starts to creak open a little bit. What happens next? This is how I understand it, okay? And this is logical the way I've set it up. We start to hear this rumbling here. Of course, the Kremlin knows it. The rumblings that Macron is saying, hit the missile launchers. The other European nations, Denmark, for example, use our weapons, smash them, we don't care. Great. U.S., teeter-tottering. Then what happens? There has been a little bit of a push from Russia on these positions here north of Kharkiv again over the last 48 hours. Since these nations started talking about striking specifically in Belgorod, which is north of Kharkiv, all of a sudden we see rotational troops coming in from Russia, backfilling, and the push coming more aggressive toward Lipsy and to Vovchansk in both of these areas. Remember, once we get through Lipsky, then Russia has shelling ability. They are now advancing near Globoki and Vovchansk, and they are storming Zeleny. Currently, this is from General Siersky, the RF is massing forces in the Lipsy district. Additional infantry is rotating in, and that's according to Siersky. So this is the timeline of these things as I see it and understand it. So here we are north of Kharkiv, and this is the push here. This is the push here. This is the city of Kharkiv, and this is the key road coming down out of Russia from the northwest that everybody's saying pay attention to. All right, now, if we go in here, what were the villages that Siersky and ISW was talking about? He said, they're pushing on Vovchansk more. Well, we get that. We understand that. That's not going to change. Vovchansk is destroyed. They're pushing on Globoki. Well, they've got that now, and now they're pushing towards Lipsy. And they were pushing towards Zeleny. Why? Because they want Lipsy, guys. Once they have Lipsy and they're here, it's artillery range, and they shell Kharkiv relentlessly. Escalation. So let me review this really quickly. This is simple to understand. Nations are starting to talk about taking the handcuffs off Ukraine and letting them strike back. Some full out, some in certain situations, some no. Okay. But it's leaning more now towards we want you to start hitting over there. Okay. Russia responds, starts smacking Kharkiv again. Why? They want artillery range. Because if the West and the Western supplied weapons start hitting these these S-300, S-400 rocket trucks that are smashing Kharkiv, and they are smashing Kharkiv right now. But if they start hitting them, then that will take away Russia's distractive efforts there in Kharkiv while they're figuring out their next offensive, whether it's Sumy, Kharkiv, or down towards Chasiv Yar and Konstantinivka, or I think probably more south towards Kharkiv. That's logically where I think they'll go. We'll see. But the point being here is now it's cat and mouse game. Okay, you're going to let them start hitting us. We're going to push some more and get in artillery range. So that's what you have to watch. Okay, check this guy out here. This is off of Vesta, I think. Zhenya will probably know. But I'll give you a little bit of this right here. You're going to watch Russian TV now.
First of all, there's a very huge concentration of drones, FPV drones. Let's say those stories about the fact that the Nazis are doing poorly with munitions and artillery, it's partly true, as the intensity of artillery fire has definitely decreased, but they more than make up for it with the use of FPV drones, and now they even have FPV drones with thermal imaging cameras, yes, which allow them to operate at night, of course, everywhere. When the operation began in the Kharkiv region, when the operation started in the Kharkiv region, they say the AFU pulled their reserves there. It has become slightly easier in the Chasiv Yar direction to some extent. Yes, the movement has become a bit more active because indeed the intelligence confirmed that they had moved several battalions there, including there they relocated, and in part they relocated there the 3rd Assault Brigade. These are former bandits of the Azov organization.
But read between the lines. When Ukraine is supplied well, did you hear him? Hey, they got drones and now they have some night vision. Can you imagine if these heroes in Ukraine fighting that are many times outnumbered 5-1, 7-1, 10-1, 3-1, artillery outnumbered 7-1, 10-1, drones outnumbered, and they're doing this. And yes, Ukraine did have to rotate troops to help in Kharkiv. That's a fact. But the guy's telling you, because of the rotation, it's helped us a little bit in Chasiv Yar. We all know that was the plan. We're seeing it. But read between the lines here. Ukraine's doing a good job if we could just get the supply to them. The other side of it, Ukraine's mobilization is they're going to have to fix it. And as we talked with Zhenya last night, they are in process of fixing it. So what does all this mean? Escalation. Negotiated peace on this is 0.01% possibility. Now, escalation. This is now from multiple sources. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Zhenya, can you type into the chat for me, why is the Nestor driving up? Or text message me. I'm seeing this question in the chat. Vanessa will try to get to it a couple of times. I've seen it in multiple people, and let me see if I can get it answered for you tonight. If not, I will. Okay. So here it is. Biden secretly gave Ukraine permission to strike inside Russia with U.S. weapons. Certain targets, certain places, only in the... This is how I understand it to this point. Okay? I will go back to the map. This is how I understand it from everywhere I've read. Okay. So this is the Kharkiv region. Right here, I'm outlining for you guys. And we'll just go a different color. Of course, this is the border. And then this is the city of Belgorod. As I understand what I've read about this from multiple sources, Ukraine can, wow, what a big purple, can begin to hit through this region of Belgorod that has fire capability into the Kharkiv metro and regional areas. So It's not like we have permission to start smacking, down here at Rostov-on-Don or up here at Kursk. As I understand it, we're talking about this region right here. Still good news, but it's escalation. Good. So what do we do now? Don't run with it. Don't jump on Twitterverse and start screaming, Biden said they can smoke them. No. We're seeing the pendulum swing in that direction. So let's wait and see. Maybe tonight while you're sleeping, there will be an attack. Maybe some missile launchers will be taken out and the attackums did it. Don't know. Not even going to try to predict. But this is good news for Ukraine. And now we have to wait and see. When you wait and see, it's such a better way. I don't have to come back 5 days later or 10 days later and go, okay, we have to retract that. That wasn't true. I think this is 827 days of war, and we have been on this every day since day one. Zhenya will know better, but it's probably 2 times that we've had to retract something, because we're very sensitive to share, and we hope the community continues to grow and realize that we share truth. You have Ukrainians in here weekly, multiple times. We translate Ukrainian and Russian. We have experts in their fields who know things and can give insight. We partner together with others. We're direct communicating with units on all front lines, nonstop. So we have access to share information with you guys publicly at the right time with the world to tell the truth, because only the truth will bring victory for Ukraine. That's it. Lying and cheating and hoping and stealing and coming up with these wild ideas, not going to do anything but destroy Ukraine. Truth will bring overwhelming support for Ukraine, because when you deal with truth, you know who the good guy is and who the bad guy is. And it doesn't matter if you're left, right, middle, yellow, red, white, black, from Puerto Rico, from Tanzania, from Minnesota, or from Timbuktu. It doesn't matter. When you recognize that's truth and that's false, that's good and that's evil, it's easy to support good versus evil. That's why truth always wins, and we'll only share truth with you. So as of right now, we have multiple sources saying, yes, Biden's giving some permissions for certain strikes in the Belgorod region with American weapons, Western weapons. Now, what do? We wait and we see. And we will. We will see. It's good. Escalation. It's the theme of the night. And I know people will say, okay, don't worry about that cat there. I'm not worried about that cat at all. I promise you. This is dictator Lukashenko. But I will tell you this. It cannot be ignored. Absolutely cannot be ignored. Ukraine recognizes it, and those who are paying attention recognize it. Klitschko, the mayor of Kyiv, recognized it today in his speech to the city council there in Kyiv. What am I talking about? The Gomel region of Belarus borders the Kyiv region, and I'll show you on the map in just a second. They've transferred their regional administrations and their border administrations to wartime status. They haven't done that for 827 days. They've transferred to wartime status. Special forces being positioned at the borders and continuing joint exercises with the Air Force and Air Defense of Russia will continue. The purpose of it, draw Ukrainian attention, draw Ukrainian resources and instill fear. So now you have the Kharkiv incursion. Now you have all the talk, and it's factual, of the buildup on Sumy region. Now you have Gomel, the region in Belarus. So I will show you guys this. Let me bring this map back in right here. The region we're talking about is Gomel. It's this region right here. Kiev is right here. Today, Klitschko saying, if Kiev is invaded again, and we expect it's possible, he said Kiev will defend Kiev, meaning our city. And of course, the military, but there are regional forces and territorial defenses and city defenses, because we will defend Kiev. We understand we have a big war. So this area here draws attention, and it cannot be ignored. It cannot be. There's the Sumy, where we have rotation in. There's Kharkiv, where we have incursions. Then we get to the 1,000-kilometer long front line. This is the reality of this war. Now we have strike back potential into Belgorod. To me, that's escalation. It's pretty easy to see. But time will tell. Time will tell. Let's do this. I'm learning how to do these buttons. As I said when I started the stream tonight, completely new setup in the studio. The company that helped set me up, they were calling me actually now during the stream because there's things they need to adjust. They're incredible, but I'm like lost. So I can't get to the social comments right to throw them up there. But thank you for your forgiveness and patience. So here's some escalation for you, and I'm going to start winding down here, and then we're going to party one more time. NATO has 5% of air defenses needed to protect eastern flank, reported on 3 sources. I never even share anything that's on one. Never. You've got to get at least 2, if not 3. For sure, NATO has moved some supply. I'm not sure if it's 5% or not, but that's what's reported multiple places. The bottom line is, it's called escalation. You say, well, okay, why, Greg? Okay, listen, Ukraine, you got it, buddy. I understand. You know what you're talking about in Ukraine, and that's why I'm here. But why NATO 5%? Why would that affect the war in Ukraine? Oh, well, I'll show you. Go to the European map, and I'll put it in a color we can see. So let's say NATO's at 5%. And with Finland now in, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, we can come on down, Romania. Okay. You see that? And we're at, let's just say 5%. Okay, forget that. Let's say we're at 50%. Let's make the article weak. And the West, NATO, starts bringing in air defense, starts bringing in border defense. We've already seen what Poland is doing on the border of Belarus. Romania starts bringing in air defense and getting on this border. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to do the same thing. You say, well, they don't have that much stuff. Yes, they do. It may not all work, but they've got it. And they also got buddies down here in Iran and over here in China and North Korea. And it'll be coming, guys. And what do we have? We have World War III. That's what we have. Not a fatalist, not a doomsdayer, but it's obvious. It's obvious to see what we're dealing with right now. Pentagon plans to open a plant in Mesquite, Texas, the first opening of a plant since World War II. Operational plan for 30,000 155 millimeter shells per month. Pentagon last year set a goal of 100,000 munitions per month by the end of 2025 to supply Ukrainian artillery brigades. Pay attention to this last statement. According to NATO estimates, the Russian Federation produces 3 times more artillery shells than all other countries combined can provide to Ukraine. It's not me. It's NATO's analysis. I believe it. I know what their factories are doing. Their factories are running 24/7. The drone factory in Kazan, scheduled to put out 4,500 drones per year, put out 6,000 in the first 4 months. They're on a war economy and the machine is rolling. Escalation. It's coming. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm checking the chat here. And finally, Papa Dutch, I got you first thing. Make sure you get me your email address. Email me. Make sure I can get your shipping address. All right. Let me see anything on the river question there, Vanessa. Let me check. Not yet, but okay, Vanessa, watch this. River, dry, Y, Nestor. Vanessa, be here tomorrow night, and I'll have the answer for you, the accurate answer. Now, I want to get to the super chats and the thanks. And guys, I told you at the beginning, please forgive me because it's like crazy things here, and I don't know where all my buttons are yet. So thank you for your support. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for everything. Together, we're making a huge difference. Tomorrow night, free flag Friday raffle. The thumbnail will go up. The link will be pinned in the comments. You sign up for the raffle one time. No money. Free ticket. 1 ticket per person. Must be present to win. And we'll draw the raffle for that. Should have Zhenya pop in tomorrow night. Prof. Gertis. And maybe some others. So, thank you. That's all I'm going to say is thank you. Now, let me get to this. I'm so discombobulated, you guys. Dunk on you. I'm going to repeat these again. Big of True News, $20. It was True News. Good. Gifted 10 memberships. Dunk on you, 23. Thank you, sir. Linda S., Australia, gifting 10 memberships. Petra Olson, still not smoking. Sweden, love for Ukraine. Petra, you rock. Papa Dutch, did I not say it should be offered to a museum? Question mark, $2. Papa Dutch, yes, you did. Papa Dutch, you are the museum. And we desperately want to give this flag to you. And you may donate it to a museum, but I would prefer you fly it in your home. It's not just my channel, sir. You are extremely generous and supportive of Ukraine, and the flag's yours. Your house is the museum. Appa Talks, $2. Papa Dutch, it makes me visualize the gopher from Caddyshack, but dressed in combat armor. I know what you're talking about. Lone Nguyen, welcome to crew member. Rhonda Bailey, $2. Thank you for that. Papa Dutch, yes, for Papa Terry. That's back when my dad was in studio. Yeah, you guys got to see my dad tonight. And yes, he was playing golf. Papa Dutch transformed the old Van Halen song, Whoa, 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 MAGA's Crying. Correct. Lynn S., Canadian, $13.99, celebrating in Canada. Petra Olson, SEK 129 again. Happy times. Yeah, we had a party in here at the beginning, guys. Papa Dutch 5, MTG lose her mind. You can't lose what you never had. Attributed to Dwayne Allman. The Bee Lady Apiary, $10. Do you think MAGA and Republicans will lose their mind now and it will make bad for Ukraine? I think right now, as we've talked about for the last hour, between what happened in the court case today with Donald Trump, comboed with Biden appearing to signal some attacks inside Russia are okay, the escalation on the north of Kharkiv, the supply of weapons coming to Ukraine, anything can happen. So we need to wait and see. I will tell you guys this. Already 4 strikes in Kharkiv tonight. It goes, I'm just getting that message from Zhenya. This is what's going to happen, guys. When these sabers begin to rattle, when you deal with Russia and the bear, you better back it up. So I promise you, Vladimir Putin already has been told that there is potential permission for United States Western weapons or the green light for Ukraine to use them to strike into Belgorod. He already knows it. I remind you, he speaks perfect German and unbelievably good English. He knows everything going on. He already knows. So now he's waiting to see if it will really happen. That's why they're pushing on Kharkiv. That's why they're bombing Kharkiv right now. It's like, okay, bring it on. This is what we're seeing. And that's why the title of the program tonight was Escalation. Papa Dutch referring to Ukraine, it mustn't become another Sahara. Agreed. Niels Item gifting 5 memberships. Thank you for that. Niels, are you a member yet? If not, I need to find a way to get you to become a member. I think I saw in the chat. I was trying to read everything. Papa Dutch in Japan, there's a saying, ancient saying, Shikata Ganai, which means there is no other choice. Agreed. Papa Dutch, $5. I think I coined something viral. Trumpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men's couldn't put Trumpty Dumpty back together again. That's how that would end. Robert Lockhart, £5. We need to show, €5. Sorry. We need to show Putin who he's dealing with. Give Ukraine everything they need and put him in his place. Completely agreed. Mertzy, $4.99. Sorry, can't send more. Saving for that ticket. Hey, buddy, you save it for that ticket. We're getting you to Ukraine. Papa Dutch, $2. I'll do it for us. Thank you, sir. Dunk on you. $20. I can't. Where'd that message go? I don't know. I'll find it. And Apatalks, welcome to crew member. Bobby Pazzelli, 1999, and just to see Greg do the happy dancer again. Thank you so much. Deeply appreciated. All right, guys, that's where we're at tonight. I'm not silent. I'm trying to learn my buttons. That's where we leave it tonight. We'll see what happens. All we can do is wait and see. Is it going to affect Ukraine? Sure it is. I don't know how, but it's going to. All of this is going to affect each other. That's why we stand strong. We stand together. Thank you for being here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for Free Flag Friday. And remember, when you start seeing stuff in the news and all of that, just take a breath. Give it a few hours. Give it a day or two. And make sure it washes out. And you never have to back up. But I will say this. I will say this. You can talk about that one. You don't need to back up on that. You guys have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. No, that's the wrong button. Oh my gosh. Right here. Have a good night. Let's try that again. We'll see you tomorrow.